Hey, good morning, everybody. It's nothing degrees outside now. The sensors are busted. We have some sort of issue with the automated sensors, so we don't have that showing up on the sky camera this morning. But I will tell you, we are in the upper 40s. I looked at the Ambient Weather Network, which is a great little app that shows you a lot of weather stations around the area that might not be exactly official, but it shows you kind of what's going on. So, what I am seeing is that warm sector where all that instability is still down south of Houston, or right in the southern suburbs of Houston, so it's still pretty far away. Yeah, wind already gusting to 30 in Montgomery. Yeah, we're going to see wind gusts probably up on the order of 45 miles per hour today, and that's away from storms. So we have tons to talk about, and I am starting a new thing because I really love my sponsors, and I want to keep it very non-intrusive. I'm just going to do these little weekly features where I'm going to kind of feature one of them. The first one is Jeff Drawn at UDB Financial. If you want help with your retirement income strategies, if you want help with saving for education, insurance, estate planning strategies, all that kind of stuff, he's your man. Give him a call at 318-442-4944. See, that was easy and painless, and now you can go and make tons of money. And I can close the computer because we are moving straight into the show. Now, it is going to be a busy day here. Clouds are moving in here. We have that the moisture's coming in aloft, so we're starting to see that moisture build into the area. Temperatures now, we're somehow showing 51 in Alexandria. I think what we do, how this works, is when we don't have an observation, they kind of triangulate between the closest ones, and this is about right. We're close to 50 area-wide, from about 48 to 55 degrees, and that warmer air is going to be coming in from the southwest. It's a massive storm system here. You can see that there's a lot of snow going on to the north. We have winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings, all that stuff that's not impacting our area. And then we have some showers and some thunderstorms that are popping across our area. In fact, I see an alert popping on one of those. I got kind of blinded by the show here. But yeah, look at that. Where's that St. Landry Parish, southern St. Landry Parish around Opelousas? You have a decent thunderstorm rolling through right now. And we're just starting to see these fire up as literally as I built my show here. And you can see that storm right there is now moving toward Opelousas, southern and southeastern St. Landry Parish. And then another decent little cell there in eastern Beauregard Parish. These morning storms are elevated. That means there's a stable layer near the surface. And then we're going to see the instability aloft above that. So we could see some hail. That's the only threat out of these morning storms, as we are still very chilly here at the surface, or at least cool enough to where we're keeping that instability away from the surface. And that, when we have that connection to the surface, that's when we start to see the damaging wind and tornado threats. Now, beyond all this, we have a wind advisory for the entire state, and actually that area of lighter blue near New Orleans down toward Grand Isle, that is a high wind warning. They could see winds outside of these storms gusting over 50 miles per hour. Locally, I'm thinking more like 40 to 45, but we are going to see those wind gusts higher near some storms, especially those storms that form later today when we get that surface-based instability for parts of the area. Through the day, thunderstorms are possible, even now, as we're seeing, but the best chance is going to come this afternoon into the evening, and there's going to be a fairly narrow but intense window for some severe weather, at least over the southern half of the area. Now, temperatures are going to warm up. You can see it's subtle, but you can see that warm sector here. You see the orange? It's kind of nudging right up toward Alexandria. We're at 62, 68 down in Lafayette and Baton Rouge. That's where they're squarely into this warm sector where there's lots of instability. That's where the highest threat's going to be for severe weather, and that could include some strong tornadoes, at least a couple, as this system rolls through. And that's generally going to be down toward that I-10 corridor, but if you're headed anywhere South Louisiana from Lake Charles to New Orleans and south today, you are going to want to go ahead and keep an eye on things. It cools off quickly tomorrow. Tonight, actually, we're going to get to the upper 30s tomorrow, and that cold air is chasing the moisture out. It's so close. Like, if we could just keep that moisture in a few more hours, we could see something fun, but we're not going to, so it's just going to be cold rain. Now, here's another view of the warm sector here. Dew points, you can see this is a much cleaner way to look at it. It moves right up toward Alexandria, toward most of Rapides Parish. If you're north of a Leesville to Alexandria to Faraday line, it looks like your severe threat is going to be much lower. I can't rule it out, but south of us, where we see those dew points in the mid to upper 60s, that's where the instability is going to be, and that's where we have those higher chances for severe weather, including damaging wind, tornado, possibly large large hail could form in some of these storms. And then the cool air comes in. We get the stable air back in, and you can see those dew points dropping off into the 20s tomorrow. Tomorrow is a chilly and a very windy day across the area. Again, wind advisories continue. So now we're kind of getting into the meat of things is what's going to happen. This is going to help you with timing. We have a few thunderstorms in the area already. You can see in the next few hours, 3.5 hours from now, this radar is just going to light up like crazy. Lots of thunderstorms going on by 1 o'clock. By 4 o'clock, we have more storms. Don't plan on the radar looking exactly like this. I don't necessarily think we're going to have a supercell coming right into Alexandria, but it looks like we are going to see storms developing. And this is when that warmer, more moisture-laden, unstable air is going to get closer to us. This is when we have that higher chance for severe weather, especially up in our area from about 3 until 8 p.m. And then the cold front swings through, and then you think we're all done. No, we have more rain that's going to develop behind that. This moisture is going to ride up over the cooler air. It's going to keep us in the rainfall through at least about 6 a.m. tomorrow, and then everything moves on. We have a windy day. It's going to be very windy. I didn't even include the maps that show the wind gusts on it because I can tell you that. And I mean, usually I have like 12 frames in my show. I think I had 23 today. So tons to talk about. Here's your storm potential. This really shows you how that air all converges up toward that low pressure. You have a southerly flow ahead of the cold front, southeasterly behind the warm front, convergence, boom, thunderstorms. And with the instability in the southern areas, that's where we have that higher chance for severe weather. And here is your severe outlook for today. We have a level 1 north of Leesville to Alexandria to Faraday, level 2 for the rest of our area, and a level 3 sneaking in down along I-10. This is where we have the highest chance for big severe weather, including, again, tornadoes. While there is still a threat for that up this way, I think our main threat's going to be damaging wind, isolated damaging wind, and perhaps a couple of hail reports out of these storms, especially this morning. You can see 15% risk of hail, damage, or not damaging, 1 inch or greater in size across the southern half of the area. That's 15% within 25 miles of a point. And now here's your all-important tornado outlook, and you can see how that goes from pretty significant at 10% for Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and Lake Charles. It drops to 5% as you get into the southern half of our area, then a little buffer there between Alexandria and Natchitoches of about a 2% risk, and that's 2% chance of a tornado happening within 25 miles of a point. So I mean, it's very low. The chances are you're not going to be impacted by this, but as usual, we want to be alert and ready for things. The damaging wind threat, I think, is going to be the highest in our area, especially to the southeast, and that includes St. Landry Parish, and perhaps sneaking into southern Avoyelles as well. Now, rain totals, these are pretty nice. We still need the rain. We're still in an exceptional drought across like 20% of the state. Hopefully, we can cross some of that off this week as we get more rainfall, another 1 to 3 inches out of this system, and then there's even another one with more severe weather possible later this week. So we have gone from nothing going on in the weather to everything happening, every season happening within like a couple of weeks here. And there is a flash flood risk. Imagine that here. We're in a drought. Flood risk. It happens. Down toward New Orleans, Baton Rouge, again, that's where we have the moderate risk to see some excessive rainfall today. A slight risk up through most of our area with the northwestern part of the state in a marginal risk where I don't think you'll see any flooding issues. Now, beyond this, beyond all the stuff we're going to be talking about today, we have another severe outlook. This is your day 4 outlook for Thursday. This is mainly Thursday night into early Friday for us. It's another thing we have circled on the calendar to watch, but then behind this, it looks like we go to that cooler air. Whew. All right, we are to the 7-day forecast. So much to talk about. And we still have more to talk about. I'm not done yet, so stick around. We got some pretty fun stuff to talk about here. 100% chance of rain today. We know it's happening for all of us, even if you're in the areas where the severe threat is going to be lower. You are going to see some decent thunderstorms out of this. Tuesday morning, yes, it's going to rain until about 6. I think that's when it cuts off, so we will take the rain chances out after about 7 o'clock. Wednesday's great. Thursday's pretty good until we get late in the day and late into the evening. And then I think Friday, Thursday night into Friday, that's when we see that next severe threat. And then it really cools off for the weekend. Check that out. 50 for highs, lows in the upper 20s. And then there is a reinforcing shot of cold air. Take a look at this. This is January 16th to the 22nd. So that is Tuesday through like the following Monday, I guess. I'm trying to figure out on the calendar my dates here. Yeah, Tuesday through Monday. 8 to 14 days out. Big dome of cold air up to the north. Lots of cold air to tap into. Then what do we have on the precipitation? Well, it looks pretty dry just to our north. It looks like the El Nino pattern kind of keeps something going on here. So we don't have any frozen precip in the forecast by any stretch, but looking at this setup now, and we have that real cold air in place, like we might see highs in the 30s on Monday. So that's 8 days out. But yeah, we might see highs very chilly on Monday. And then it just depends on, do we get an upper level feature to run through the area? Given the setup, and again, we don't have this in the forecast, but I will say an Arctic intrusion like this typically doesn't mean snow. It would typically mean cold rain or freezing rain. So it's not in the forecast by any stretch just yet, but this is a time frame early next week that we're watching for at least some cold rain potential or something like that. So we're going to be watching closely. It's not even into the 7-day range yet, and that's when our forecasts really start to improve. So we are keeping such a close eye on all this. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bonus here at the end. I'm going to go into analysis mode because I was interested, because I missed this while I was building the show. I just wanted to kind of take a look at these storms. I'm going to pause this, and it's not like we're doing severe weather coverage here, but yeah, special weather statement. And yeah, I know it says county, St. Landry Parish. I don't think I can fix that. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's annoying. But we do have these storms that are developing down to the south. Nothing severe just yet. Again, if we have anything this morning, it's going to be a hail threat. Let me go ahead and pop the lightning on real quick, see what we got. Yep, few rumbles of thunder there in northwestern Allen and eastern Beauregard Parish. And then this storm down here not in Avoyles, it's heading to Avoyles, southeastern Avoyles at least, in St. Landry Parish. This is the storm that is the loudest right now, and that is going to be moving up through Opelousas, Leonville, eventually toward Melville and Krotz Springs, and then into southern, southeastern Avoyles and northern Point Coupee Parish. But again, nothing severe. But hey, that was a quick little look at the radar. I'm out of here. I think I stuck around. I wore out my welcome. But should we see any warnings, watches, anything like that, we're just in radar watch mode now. So we'll be jumping on throughout the day and let you know what's going on. And you know, Tom and I, we have you covered. We will keep you posted on what is going on today, later in the week, and then when the cold stuff comes in for next week. I said lots to talk about, and I meant it. I will see you back here later on